Ryan Yamamoto. This is The Minute. Well, did you feel it? A 3.0 magnitude earthquake rocked Rio Vista this morning. People did report feeling it in Vacaville, Fairfield, and Antioch. There was also a 4.0 magnitude earthquake overnight near the geysers south of Clear Lake. Governor Gavin Newsom asking foreign countries to exempt products made in California from retaliatory tariffs. This after concerns the state could lose billions as countries like China, India, and the EU move to impose counter tariffs. The San Francisco Giants home opener is this afternoon. They're playing against the Seattle Mariners. The Giants begin their first homestand following a blistering 5-1 start to their season. First pitch is at 1:35 at Oracle Park. The Bay Area's only primetime newscast at 8 and 9 p.m. on Pix Plus 44 Cable 12. I'm Ryan Yamamoto. This is The Minute.
You're streaming CBS News Bay Area.
Well, more than 2 years after the deadly mushroom farm shootings in Half Moon Bay, a farm worker and his family are still waiting for promised permanent housing. How the community is stepping up to help him and others through months of delays.
Hopefully soon these families will be in their forever home.
Well, also CBS News California investigation why people living in low-risk areas are finding themselves forced onto the FAIR plan.
Any idea what could be high risk about this?
No clue. I was so surprised. I thought they were making a mistake, actually.
And we'll introduce you to a lifelong Giants fan gearing up for his 60th home opener.
It's a holiday. Opening day is the essence of baseball and the essence of family and friends.
Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Yamamoto, and congratulations. You made it to your Friday. Let's check in with meteorologist Jessica Birch.
Oh, what a beautiful way to kick off the weekend with 70s in our inland areas and 60s just along the peninsula and all the way into San Francisco, just in time for opening day for the Giants as they have first pitch at 1:30. We're expecting 60s in the forecast with plenty of sunshine. That's the case pretty much all weekend long. Sunny skies, warm weather widespread until a cold front arrives heading into late Sunday night, early Monday morning. It's going to bring in a couple things for us. Gustier conditions. We have rain in the forecast right around the corner heading into Sunday night, early Monday morning. So let's actually just time that out right now. From now until this happens, we're expecting beautiful dry conditions, but we do have some light showers sweeping in into those overnight hours. Sunday night, just around 10:30, it starts up in the North Bay. It continues to sweep to the south as we head into those early morning hours. So we take a look at our inland forecast, starting off in areas like the East Bay, the Santa Clara Valley, and all the way up into wine country. Look at this. I mean, we're already dealing with beautiful weather heading into this weekend. That cold front will only dip our temperatures down to the low 70s by Monday, and then we're in store for 80s right around the corner as we head into mid next week, at least for our inland spots. You head over into the Bay, it's a completely different picture. A little bit warmer for some of us, closer to San Francisco, Daly City. We're going to hold on tight to the 70s heading into Saturday and Sunday, which is just great weather to get out there and get some fresh air, do some fun outdoor activities. But once we head into Monday, that cold front also dips in, bringing in showers, gusty conditions, temperatures back to the 60s, and then we'll warm right back up into the 70s heading into mid next week. So some roller coaster things happening for us as we head into next week, but we'll keep you updated on those rainfall totals and, of course, all this warm weather right around the corner.
Well, more than 2 years after the Half Moon Bay mushroom farm mass shooting, there's a new move to help many farm workers who are still waiting for affordable and dignified housing. A project on Stone Pine Road is now starting to take shape. It is expected to house dozens of families, but the process has been slow. The opening has been pushed back to late spring at the earliest, but the city and the community are stepping in to make sure farm workers are taken care of during those delays. Families who were displaced by that shooting will be the first ones who will get to move in. Our Max Darrow spoke to one of those farm workers who is eager to get the keys to his new permanent home after 2 difficult years.
As he flips through this photo album, it's apparent that Vicente is a proud father who wants the best for his family. He says he takes a lot of pride in his job as a farm worker in Half Moon Bay, someone who helps put food, like mushrooms, on tables for people throughout the Bay Area and beyond. Vicente is one of the farm workers who survived the mass shootings at 2 Half Moon Bay mushroom farms in January of 2023. His family was one of 19 families that was displaced and immediately needed to find a new place to live. Vicente says most of the farm workers have kids.
Papi o mami, ¿a dónde vamos a ir a vivir?
They'd ask, where are they going to live? He says it was tough to tell them, you just don't know. After a few weeks of uncertainty, the farm workers were placed in long-term temporary housing situations with the promise of a permanent solution. That solution, the Stone Pine Cove development, a community of nearly 50 homes for low-income farm workers on the coast. The city and county committed to supporting the families until the development is finished. But like many projects, the timeline grew. Initially, Vicente and other families planned on a March move-in, but now they likely won't be able to until the summertime. So the city had to secure more money.
City Council approved $300,000 from our affordable housing fund a couple of weeks ago to continue subsidizing housing for all the displaced farm workers.
Julissa Acosta is a community services analyst with the city. She says hundreds of thousands of dollars in philanthropic support from people and organizations in the community has played a big role in supplementing the assistance and will continue to in the home stretch.
We continue to approach different philanthropy partners, and we received confirmation that Silicon Valley Community Foundation will contribute $100,000 to this need.
That means the city won't have to dig as deep into its coffers.
We have an affordable housing fund that is used for anything related to affordable housing, homelessness services, and other projects. And so drawing from that prevents us from, providing other types of services.
Judith Guerrero, the executive director of Coastside Hope, has worked with the families extensively since the tragedy.
Hopefully soon these families will be in their forever home.
Per the city, farm worker families that move into the Stone Pine Cove development will have 20-year forgivable loans with zero interest and deferred payments.
And I don't think they could own a home in any other way in our community. We all have a right to live in a dignified situation.
Vicente says he's touched by how the community has embraced his community since the tragedy.
Yo le doy las gracias
And he thanks the good-hearted people for providing a helping hand. With hope on the horizon, he says he's looking forward to more stability for his growing son, now 8 years old.
Un campesino.
A farm worker needs a dignified home, he says, a solid roof over their head, the basic necessities, many of which they did not have before the tragedy. It's been a long 2.5 years, but this chapter will soon come to a close. And Vicente is ready to see how life blossoms when the next one begins.
There are only a few more weeks for the San Mateo County farm workers to apply for the development. The deadline for all that paperwork is on April 18th. Stocks open and taking another beating as the world responds to the Trump administration's tariffs. China has announced it will impose a 34% reciprocal tariff on all imports from the United States. Plus, U.S. automaker Stellantis says it is temporarily laying off 900 employees at 5 U.S. facilities as they pause production in some of its plants in Mexico and Canada. Tech companies are also getting hit hard with falling stock prices. Kelly O'Grady with CBS News Money Watch saying Cupertino-based Apple is losing billions of dollars.
If you think about Apple, they're kind of getting the double whammy because they not only have China as a big market, big source of revenue, but they also make so many of their products in China. So it's hard to sell now to the U.S. consumers because of that price increase. That's why you're seeing Apple really take it on the chin today.
Another impact of the tariff is coming from Nintendo. They say they are delaying pre-orders of their new Switch 2. While pre-orders are delayed, they say the product launch is still on for June. Governor Newsom is trying to protect California from retaliatory tariffs. He released a video asking countries to consider exemptions for products from California.
We value international trade. We value our manufacturing base, the largest manufacturing economy in the United States of America. We look forward to continuing to strengthen those ties, strengthen those bonds. I'll remind all our international trading partners, California is a stable trading partner.
The governor added California has the 5th largest economy in the world. And many Bay Area businesses are waiting to see what happens next. RH, the Corte Madera-based company, formerly known as Restoration Hardware, saw its stock plummet by 40% yesterday. Kara St. Cyr spoke with them about navigating the economic shock.
Yeah, you could definitely do your faux flowers from here.
Dana Borneo is between a rock and a hard place.
Those are pretty too.
She's an interior designer who uses Corte Madera-based RH, formerly Restoration Hardware, to find her pieces. But the retailer's stunning stock drop and looming tariffs have Borneo and her clients on edge.
A lot of them have been in contact with me today saying we want to buy right now before anything goes any higher. And so I don't really know how to advise them at this point. I understand their panic.
RH stock tanked more than 40% as investors responded to the double blow of the company's poor earnings report and President Trump's tariffs. RH sources a majority of its products from Asian countries, including Vietnam and China, both countries the president is targeting with tariffs. CEO Gary Friedman's shock was recorded as he reacted to the stock tanking during the company's earnings call.
Oh, really? Okay. I just looked at the screen. I hadn't looked at it. It got hit when I think the tariff came out.
RH isn't the only Bay Area retailer that was hit. Gap and Williams-Sonoma also saw their stock plunge. UC Berkeley business professor Jeep Klein isn't surprised.
Costs would rise, would squeeze down the margin, that there are certain things that they cannot pass on to the consumer. They have to absorb themselves. And this is why we see a lot of movement in the stock market.
Klein says businesses can shop around for other raw materials, but it won't change much.
In the medium term, we expect to see the rise of the pricing. And that is something to be concerned about because, we just experienced inflation in the past few years.
Her best advice right now, don't panic.
We have been through this before during the, 1930s, 1940s. And this is why we created the World Trade Organization. And we know that ultimately the lower price level benefit the consumers overall.
Charlotte Ruffner is trying not to do that, but she's worried.
I thought about things that I need to purchase this year. And so I headed out. I'm here today to buy this new iPhone 16. And I usually don't get a lot of memory, but I decided this phone's going to have to last me for the next 3 years.
The stock market is bringing home a global crisis impacting all Americans. Interior designer Borneo just hopes she can survive it.
Really, I'm just trying to keep it all in perspective and move forward.
Well, you can check the prices of goods impacted by tariffs on the CBS News website. You can see the potential changes for groceries, cars, and much more. Just head to cbsnews.com/tariffs. Still ahead on CBS News Bay Area, a Bay Area shop was broken into for the second time in less than 2 weeks. Why the owner says they are no strangers to being targeted by criminals.
Carried in rocks, they used their heels and kicked and smashed cases to pull things out.
Plus, despite the headwinds of economic uncertainty, the one major airline that is expanding in the Bay Area and adding hundreds of local jobs in the process.
San Francisco is the crown jewel. It's the best launching pad.
And it's opening day for the Giants. We're going to show you what's new at Oracle Park this season.
Beautiful day it is here in the Bay Area with daytime highs topping off in the low 70s this afternoon, widespread throughout our inland areas. We're expecting plenty of sunshine this afternoon, a great day to head to the ballpark or just enjoy our local neighborhoods and parks. Heading into Saturday and Sunday, we're gearing up for more warmth, mid 70s in the forecast, widespread throughout those inland areas. And then we'll get a little bit of a cool down as we head into Monday right around the corner with some showers in the forecast too. That'll be noticeable widespread throughout the Bay Area. We're expecting scattered showers by Monday, clearing up fast on the back end heading into Tuesday and Wednesday.
Well, we have covered a number of break-ins at camera shops throughout the Bay Area this year, including in February when thieves smashed in the store windows and stole thousands of dollars worth of equipment. One of the shops was recently hit for the second time in less than 2 weeks. Andrea Nakano went to Santa Rosa and found out they are no strangers to being targeted by criminals.
It's the same MO in most cases. The thieves use a stolen car to ram through the glass door, spend just a few short minutes inside, and take off with tens of thousands of dollars in goods.
Carried in rocks, they used their heels and kicked and smashed cases to pull things out. So this was our high-end used case where we had a lot of nice used pieces in there.
They hit Shutterbug Photo for the first time on March 20th, and Mike Paschke believes the same thieves returned less than 2 weeks later.
And they're so happy doing it. It was the other thing, watching the video and watching them break things just for fun, and they were really, it's just heart-wrenching and an extra twist of the knife kind of a thing. But
Then early Monday morning, thieves hit Seawood Photo in San Rafael.
It's kind of disheartening because you work hard to, be a success and be viable at what you do, and this just kind of comes in from behind and, catches you unawares.
In both cases, the crooks took off with about $50,000 in camera equipment. Some of the items have already been found online, put up for sale.
I think we're easier targets. And because the margin's so small, they can make a lot of money by selling them used on eBay is what it seems like was happening here. And they can turn a lot of stuff really fast.
Paschke adds consumers can help stop these robberies by not going for deals that are too good to be true. For now, the businesses are still working to fix the damage left behind and improve security to deter the thieves. Many of the stores have started online fundraisers to help them recover.
What do you think about the community support?
It's amazing, and I'll break up thinking about it. Sorry. They're great.
The silver lining in all of this is that no one has been hurt. Nearly 6 years ago to the day, Shutterbug was robbed during store hours, employees fighting off the thieves. In the most recent cases, no one was inside the stores except for this little gal at Seawood Photo.
This is a Flash, our shop cat. What are you doing, Flash?
Luckily, she hid in a corner and has been getting a lot of love and treats since the incident.
A lot of concern about our cat, Flash. She's the mascot of the store, and she has fans that come in just to see her on a regular basis, and everybody's relieved to see that nothing happened to her.
Meanwhile, in Placer County, Rockland police say they've also busted the suspected camera thief. Police say the 50-year-old was found at his home in Bay Point, along with items stolen from a camera shop in Rockland last month. Police say he posted the items online and the people from the store saw the post and recognized their merchandise. He was booked for possessing stolen property. Governor Gavin Newsom touting the results of the ongoing CHP surge in Oakland. The governor launched the operation in February last year, quadrupled the number of CHP shifts in the region. He says during the operation, they have recovered more than 3,200 stolen vehicles, arrested more than 1,800 suspects, and seized 170 illegal guns. Now to a story of Good Samaritans. The Occupational Therapy Training Program is a local nonprofit that helps kids and teens in the Bay Area. Little did they know that they would be using those same skills to help some international students. Here's what happened. They found a pile of stuff outside of their offices, but what they thought was trash was really luggage, bags, and even some passports. Turns out they belong to some international students who just finished a course at Stanford and had their cars broken into. Through some detective work, the staff was able to track them down and return some of the items.
There's a lot of huge things that are happening in the world, and it's very easy to feel like you can't do anything about it. And in some ways, maybe we can't really do a lot about a lot of things that are happening. So like scaling that back, just being able to do little things that kind of like come together and make it become a big thing, I think is important.
Nonprofit provides mental health services in San Francisco and Alameda counties. They said many of the people who they've helped ended up making donations to their organization. United Airlines now investing billions of dollars into San Francisco International Airport. Our Kevin Coe has more on their big expansion that will bring hundreds of local jobs and new flying options for travelers.
What we're announcing here today is just one more step in that journey. Here in San Francisco,
as economic uncertainties have U.S. airlines trimming flights, United is flying the other way at SFO. The airline is upping its summer flights at SFO to 300 daily, more than any other airline in the Bay Area. That's a 20% increase from last year, including new flights to Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh, Adelaide, and an additional flight to Manila.
San Francisco is the crown jewel. It's the best launching pad for international service across the Pacific.
United is embarking on a $2.6 billion construction project set for completion in 2029 to expand and modernize Terminal 3. The airline expects to hire 1,200 workers at SFO this year, after hiring more than 1,600 in the Bay Area last year.
United is one of the biggest employers in the San Francisco Bay Area, and they are the biggest employer on airport at San Francisco International Airport.
United also plans to launch the first ever commercial electric air taxi service, investing in Archer, an aircraft manufacturer in San Jose.
Take off vertically like helicopters, and then they transition and fly forward on a wing like an airplane. And they're designed to travel up to 100 miles, carrying a pilot plus 4 passengers. Instead of spending 90 minutes on the ground in cars, flying those trips in 5 to 10 minutes. And so trips from city centers to airports, new ways of getting around, and really helping to alleviate a lot of the pains that come from traffic.
United's zag of investing during an unpredictable market is a product of the airline's confidence in itself.
Even if there's an economic downturn in the short term, those things happen, but the long-term future, even the near-term future and the long-term future are both bright for us here at United.
As United takes off on its path toward success, only time will tell if it'll make it to its destination.
United Airlines will also offer Starlink Wi-Fi services on 40 flights next month. Starlink, which is owned by Elon Musk's SpaceX, also has deals with Hawaiian Airlines and a regional carrier. Still ahead, getting ready for Giants opening day, where one superfan has seen it all from Mays to Bonds to Posey. Now he's getting ready for his 60th home opener.
It's a holiday. Opening day is the essence of baseball and the essence of family and friends.
Major League Baseball is back in the Bay today. The San Francisco Giants home opener is this afternoon against the Seattle Mariners. The Orange and Black welcoming fans back into the stands with a few changes this year. Veronica Macias is at Oracle Park with what fans can expect when those gates open.
In just a few hours, the Giants are going to be arriving here in the dugout, and there may be new chemistry this year. There's definitely some momentum. They've been doing really well on the road. As far as fans go, well, get excited. There's lots of new merchandise, also lots of new eat here. Whether you're a sweet or a savory person, there is something here for you. And we're going to go ahead and bring in Shayna to tell us more about what you can expect this season and what's available here that we're seeing.
A lot of our new food items. As you know, we are known for our food, and since we opened this ballpark 25 years ago, we have featured some pretty amazing food, from crazy crabs to garlic fries, and we've got some new things here. We've got our Bavarian pretzels here. You've got a savory and a sweet. You have the
tell us about the giveaways as well.
You've got food. You've got these are promo items, some that'll be given out at the gate, some are special items. But starting this weekend, just on Saturday, you've got this great, they're kind of like Crocs, but it's a hat with holes in it, and then kids love these, and then they collect the little charms that go in the head. So this in the little hole. So this is for our youth baseball day. On Sunday, we're going to be celebrating Matt Chapman and his gold glove. And that will be the bobblehead for tomorrow, the Matt Chapman bobblehead, and there'll be 1,000 gold ones. So
we're ready to say play ball. Yes, with so much going on.
We're going to celebrate Brandon Crawford and his retirement on April 26th. And we've got the Brandon Crawford T-shirt that the first 15,000 fans will get when they come through the gates for his day to celebrate him. And then lots of other special events and promotions. Hello Kitty.
Fans are ready for it.
For everybody.
There is. It seems like it. So home opener, get ready. We're going to say go Giants later today.
And for one Giants superfan, this will be his 60th straight year watching the home team from the bleachers. And after all that time, the magic of Giants baseball still makes him feel like a kid again. Lorene Ayub introduces us to Norm Coleman.
Baseball in the Bay is back. I'm here at Oracle Park, where the Giants home opener is just around the corner. And today we're getting an inside scoop from a diehard Giants fan who's gearing up from head to toe. This year marks his 60th Giants opening day. Superfan Norm Coleman says even with each passing year, the excitement for his favorite team never fades.
This Friday is opening day. Opening day is a very special day of the year. It's a holiday. Opening day is the essence of baseball and the essence of family and friends.
During the offseason, Norm is already counting down the days until his team is back in action. He says the experience always takes him back to his childhood.
1964 was my first opening day. William Mays hit 2 home runs. Cepeda won, Howler won, and Jim Ray Hart won. I went with my father. My mother came to my school, took me out of my class and drove me to San Francisco to my father's furniture store, left me there, and my father and I took a bus to the ballpark.
Now, as Norm walks the halls of Oracle Park, he's ready for the new season. With additions like Willie Adames, Norm believes one key change will drive the team this year.
Looking forward to Buster Ball. I think Buster Posey has the right idea about baseball, and he will make the Giants a winner, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
But for Norm, loyalty to the Giants goes beyond wins and losses. Each player brings something special to the team, creating a magic that unites the city. And opening day is the ultimate celebration of just that.
Opening day is just like it's the spring. It's the beginning of the new life cycle.
A cycle that Norm can never get enough of.
The roster's not the only thing looking different this season. The park's iconic Coca-Cola slide got a little bit of a makeover, including a fresh coat of paint and a new LED screen. Coming up our next half hour in CBS News Bay Area, a California couple says the state is adding insult to injury after a wildfire forced them out of their home.
It's very easy to see that and understand that that house is gone, but their house is just as gone.
Plus, we'll meet the people behind a big festival coming to the Tenderloin district this weekend, how they're hoping to shift the narrative on the neighborhood.
I wanted to introduce the community to outsiders.
I'm Ryan Yamamoto. This is A Minute. The San Francisco Giants home opener is this afternoon. They are playing the Seattle Mariners. The Giants began their first homestand following a blistering 5-1 start to their season. First pitch is at 1:35 at Oracle Park. Supervisors in San Mateo County now have authority to remove the embattled Sheriff Christina Corpus. Measure A passed yesterday in a special election. Corpus faces allegations of corruption, misconduct, and workplace bullying. She has vowed to fight for her job during upcoming hearings. Chevron laying off about 600 people from its offices in San Ramon. The oil and gas company says it is meant to help streamline production and continue competing in the market long term. This comes not long after Chevron relocated its headquarters from San Ramon to Houston, Texas. The Bay Area's only primetime newscast at 8 and 9 p.m. on Pix Plus, 44 Cable 12.
You're streaming CBS News Bay Area.
Well, what a beautiful way to kick off the weekend with 70s in our inland areas and 60s just along the peninsula and all the way into San Francisco, just in time for opening day for the Giants as they have first pitch at 1:30. We're expecting 60s in the forecast with plenty of sunshine. That's the case pretty much all weekend long. Sunny skies, warm weather widespread until a cold front arrives heading into late Sunday night, early Monday morning. It's going to bring in a couple things for us. Gustier conditions. We have rain in the forecast right around the corner heading into Sunday night, early Monday morning. So let's actually just time that out right now. From now until this happens, we're expecting beautiful dry conditions, but we do have some light showers sweeping in into those overnight hours. Sunday night, just around 10:30, it starts up in the North Bay. It continues to sweep to the south as we head into those early morning hours. So we take a look at our inland forecast, starting off in areas like the East Bay, the Santa Clara Valley, and all the way up into wine country. Look at this. I mean, we're already dealing with beautiful weather heading into this weekend. That cold front will only dip our temperatures down to the low 70s by Monday, and then we're in store for 80s right around the corner as we head into mid next week, at least for our inland spots. You head over into the Bay, it's a completely different picture. A little bit warmer for some of us, closer to San Francisco, Daly City. We're going to hold on tight to the 70s heading into Saturday and Sunday, which is just great weather to get out there and get some fresh air, do some fun outdoor activities. But once we head into Monday, that cold front also dips in, bringing in showers, gusty conditions, temperatures back to the 60s, and then we'll warm right back up into the 70s heading into mid next week. So some roller coaster things happening for us as we head into next week, but we'll keep you updated on those rainfall totals and, of course, all this warm weather right around the corner.
Well, we're digging into more problems with California's home insurer of last resort. We have been talking a lot about how growing fire danger is making it increasingly difficult for Californians to obtain and afford home insurance. CBS News California investigative reporter Julie Watts recently walked us through the secrecy of the FAIR plan, which is supposed to help people who cannot get coverage otherwise. Now she has uncovered some new information.
California's insurance of last resort is supposed to be for homes with high wildfire risk. But our CBS News California data analysis finds the vast majority of homes on the FAIR plan are in zip codes that the insurance companies classify as low risk, indicating anyone can be forced onto the FAIR plan. And the numbers are increasing.
I love it, baby. I love it.
I do too.
For Ken and Lisa, their new house in West Roseville is the dream.
But hopefully we can get insurance.
I know.
That's quickly becoming an all too common nightmare.
Yeah, hope to God.
When Lisa called to transfer their insurance to the new house,
they said, I'm sorry, you're denied. And I was in shock. I thought, are you kidding me? He's been on their insurance for 30 years. And we've never had any problems. We've never had any claims.
And they're only moving 3 minutes away.
And that's why it was shocking that they said they wouldn't insure this house.
Any idea what could be high risk about this?
No clue. I was so surprised. I thought they were making a mistake, actually.
But it's no mistake. Turns out Lisa and Ken's insurer is among several major insurers that stopped writing new policies in California. The only options? A risky, unregulated out-of-state insurer, or the California FAIR plan, the state's insurance of last resort, which is expensive and doesn't cover much.
It's just a frightening time to be buying homes, living in homes. Even renters are going to have their problems.
The FAIR plan was intended for homes with high wildfire risk, but a CBS News California data analysis finds most of the homes on the FAIR plan are in the lowest risk zip codes according to the insurer's fire risk classification, like Ken and Lisa's, which gets just a 0.34 on the insurer's 4-point scale. In fact, we found there are 10 times more homes in low-risk zip codes than high-risk on the FAIR plan. Why are so many low-risk homes being non-renewed?
It's a canary in the coal mine that there is a much bigger problem going on.
Rex Frazier represents the insurance industry.
They should be asking, why in the world does the FAIR Plan have 500,000 policies in it?
Because insurers are non-renewing policies. Why are they non-renewing policies?
Because we have a system in California that has not allowed companies to earn enough money to do business everywhere.
Insurers argue that California's strict insurance regulations have prevented them from charging enough to cover their risk, so they had to start cutting policies. Californians spend on average less for homeowners insurance than people in 19 other states, even though our home values and the costs to rebuild are much more expensive. Now, home insurers are still profitable in California, but a CBS News California data analysis reveals profitability has declined, and insurers rely on profits to replenish their reserves, which are also dwindling. They need reserves to cover claims after big events like the LA fires.
So you're saying if we were paying more right now for insurance, we wouldn't be in this situation?
That's 100% what I'm saying. And I've been saying that for years. How can we simultaneously say we're in a changing climate, we have really expensive homes that are built next to a lot of burnable things, and then act like, oh, there's going to be no impact on rates? That's ridiculous.
Well, new regulations will soon let insurers charge more in California. And in exchange, insurers are supposed to write more policies for people on the FAIR Plan. But here's the catch. The regulation specifies only people on the FAIR Plan who the insurers classify as moderate to high wildfire risk. Remember, we showed you, according to the insurers, most people on the FAIR Plan live in low-risk zip codes. So the regulations may not help everyone on the FAIR Plan.
I think it's outrageous. The whole point of the regulations were to get people off their FAIR Plan.
Consumer watchdog's Jamie Court was surprised by our findings and notes insurers can now pass the cost of the FAIR Plan on to all of us.
When you crunch the numbers, as you have, it shows there is no incentive to get people off the FAIR Plan. It undermines the entire purpose of allowing them to raise rates.
And there's no telling who might be forced onto the FAIR Plan next.
Everybody's at risk. Don't get comfortable with your insurance company right now because they can drop you like that.
Ken works at the Capitol and is a freelance news photographer for CBS Sacramento, so he and Lisa know more than most about how politics work.
We need to figure out how all these leaders and insurance companies are going to come together and say, okay, this is what's best.
Now, this is a rare situation where after seeing our data, both representatives for the insurance industry and consumer advocates agreed they would support updates to the regulation that would incentivize insurers to write new policies for anyone on the FAIR Plan. We've shared our findings with the Department of Insurance. Stay tuned.
Meanwhile, a couple that survived the park fire last summer in Butte County is suing the FAIR Plan after their damage claims from the fire were denied. The Chico's couple's home survived the fire, but it suffered serious smoke damage. They expected the FAIR Plan to cover that damage, but it was denied, and they have not been able to move back in. Now they're suing the plan and the underlying insurance carriers.
By suing the underlying carriers, we're pointing out that the real insurers here, the real bad guys, the ones who are not paying the bills to fix these homes, is not FAIR Plan.
An insurance expert confirms the FAIR Plan has to cover smoke damage per state law. The insurance commissioner told the FAIR Plan to update its policy language to properly cover smoke damage, but state lawmakers say that has not happened. Muslims around the world are getting ready to celebrate Eid this weekend, marking the end of fasting for Ramadan. San Francisco is bringing that celebration to the streets of the Tenderloin. Suji Nam spoke with city leaders and community members who say this is so much more than just a cultural festival.
San Francisco District 5 Supervisor Bilal Mahmood is walking down memory lane in the Tenderloin district.
I'm the son of immigrants. My family immigrated to this country over 40 years ago, and we grew up in the peninsula, but I would come to the Tenderloin nearly every month to come to the restaurants here.
He is a proud resident in the Tenderloin, looking forward to help host the city's Tenderloin Eid Street Fair.
If we look over here, this will be completely taken over with food. People cooking in the streets. We'll have halal Mexican food, we'll have pizza, we'll have Pakistani food.
On April 5th, there will be food and retail vendors along with family-friendly activities from Golden Gate Avenue to Eddy Street. A festival that was held once in a small lot will now be scaled several blocks in the heart of the Tenderloin.
On Turk Street right here, We have thousands of families from the Arab and the Yemeni community who have congregated and live on this block.
In an area where there are concerns over homelessness and crime, Mahmoud says there will be ample security measures in place for everyone.
SFPD, the fire department have already been notified. We've been working with community ambassadors in the city.
He also adds that this will be a positive step in shifting the narrative coming out of the Tenderloin district. And collaborating with community members like Ednan Alamari is a step forward. Alamari is a vendor who will be sharing his culture through his food from Fanus Grills.
I'm making a chicken shawarma wrap.
He adds that it's crucial to continue sharing positive stories of culture and community.
I wanted to introduce the community to outsiders. This is why we are making those festivals, inviting people to let them know that this community is a unique community.
And that's the goal for this Muslim American city leader, bringing community activities to his district. Warriors coaches will be visiting Bodecker Park during the festival to teach kids how to play basketball.
Ensuring that this community, the Arab Muslim community, feels that love and joy from the neighborhood, but also from the city.
And Mahmoud hopes to continue working with his colleagues to bring many festivals like these to the Tenderloin in the future.
And that festival happens tomorrow from noon to 5 p.m. And a heads up, there will be street closures and Muni will reroute buses throughout the area. Coming up next, it's almost time for the Final Four to face off in San Antonio. We're going to shine a spotlight on the #1 seeded Auburn.
What a beautiful day it is here in the Bay Area with daytime highs topping off in the low 70s this afternoon, widespread throughout our inland areas. We're expecting plenty of sunshine this afternoon, a great day to head to the ballpark or just enjoy our local neighborhoods and parks. Heading into Saturday and Sunday, we're gearing up for more warmth, mid-70s in the forecast, widespread throughout those inland areas, and then we'll get a little bit of a cool down as we head into Monday right around the corner with some showers in the forecast too. That'll be noticeable widespread throughout the Bay Area. We're expecting scattered showers by Monday, clearing up fast on the back end heading into Tuesday and Wednesday.
Well, the NCAA tournament continues tomorrow with the Final Four in San Antonio. As Matt Lively shows us, one of the teams arrived there with a big appetite.
This is the Northern California Honda Dealers Madness Minute.
The SEC had 14 teams make it to the NCAA tournament. 2 are left standing in the Final Four. Florida and Auburn will play on Saturday, and it just means more to Tigers head coach Bruce Pearl.
How about the SEC? SEC!
Auburn is in the Final Four for the second time in program history, but there's a constant reminder that this team is hungry for more than just getting to San Antonio.
This is it. Like, we're running out of one shining moments. Like, we do it now, or like Dylan Carwell. So this is his last free breakfast. Any morning, he's been prepared to wake up and not have a free breakfast. And so we want Dylan to continue to eat free.
For the Madness Minute, I'm Matt Lively.
Well, KPIX is your home for the men's Final Four. It all starts at 3 p.m. tomorrow when Auburn takes on Florida, followed by Duke versus Houston. Then you can catch the championship game on Monday at 5:50. The games will also be streaming on Paramount+. Coming up, an environmental cautionary tale to push to change the equipment used by fishermen that inadvertently catch and kill thousands of sea creatures. Well, in today's Project Earth, most Californians have no idea that a controversial fishing net is still being used off our coast. Experts say these mile-long nets catch and needlessly kill hundreds of thousands of sea creatures. Now, as Itai Hod explains, an ocean conservation group is now fighting back.
Catalina Island, just 22 miles off the coast of Los Angeles, is about an hour's journey by boat. Here, rolling hills meet pristine beaches, and Avalon, its only incorporated city, hums with the quiet charm of a bygone era. But to truly understand Catalina's beauty and its greatest challenge, you have to dive deeper. Much deeper.
Catalina is one of the 8 Channel Islands, and it's an area that is incredibly biodiverse. You know, we call it the Galapagos of North America because it is teeming with life.
Cristina Ochoa is a Barcelona-born actor and marine biologist.
How's that feel?
She's working with a global organization called Oceana to protect marine life.
Okay, good.
Their mission, film Catalina's underwater beauty before it's lost, using Ochoa's social media to expose destructive fishing practices.
I think the ocean is nature's masterpiece.
With thousands of plant and animal species, including 60 found nowhere else on Earth, Catalina is a world-class diving destination. Yet scientists warn this underground paradise faces a growing threat as the delicate balance between nature and modern life becomes harder to maintain. At stake, Catalina's kaleidoscope of life, from vibrant kelp forests to species still being discovered.
We're just scratching the surface of the diversity here.
Jeff Shester is Oceana's senior scientist. He says one of the greatest threats comes from gill nets, nearly invisible walls of mesh used by commercial fishermen that each stretch over a mile along the ocean floor. These nets kill not only fish, but whales, sharks, and other species critical to the ecosystem. According to federal fishery observers, 64% of animals caught with set gill nets are discarded. Although California voted to ban them decades ago, a loophole allows them to be used in the waters around the Channel Islands.
These nets are basically just walls of death.
Chris Voss, president of the Commercial Fishermen of Santa Barbara, argues that bycatch, the unintended capture of non-targeted species, is incidental. He warns that banning gill nets could further harm the industry, already struggling to stay afloat.
Their space is highly restricted already. And if you restrict it further, you will definitely put this handful of individuals that are still in this fishery out of business.
Ochoa sees it differently.
If we don't protect this, there's going to be nothing left.
Trading the red carpet for the deep blue to save an underwater world that's more than ready for its close-up.
Well, thanks for streaming CBS News Bay Area. I'm Ryan Yamamoto. We'll be right back with your First Alert forecast and a look at your top stories.